Today's video is brought to you by my wonderful Patreon supporters. If you've been enjoying this journey so far of eerie urban legends and creepy creativity, there is more over on my Patreon. Over there, I share behind the scenes content. I also give my members early access to videos before they ever go public. And every month, members get a new postcard designed by me that showcases a different urban legend from every state in the United States. You'll also get a shout out just like this on my videos as long as you are a member. Your support keeps me making videos like this and also just supports the project in general. And that's basically with every attraction at a time. So, if you'd like to be part of this creepy little corner of the internet, come and join the folklore enthusiasts. The link to my Patreon will be in the description below. Thank you so much for even considering becoming a member. Now, let's get into today's video. Hello, and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jules, and I'm designing a theme park based on urban legends and cryptids that make up the United States of America, and I'm lovingly calling it Urban Legends America Theme Park. For today's video, we are finally getting to the last piece of concept work that is based on this mood board that I made in this video. If you haven't seen that in the other concepts in the other videos, I highly suggest that you check those out, but you can also stay right here. That being said, this week I welcome you to the Everglades Grotto Retreat, where the wildest and weirdest creature from the Florida Everglades also takes a break. I'm drawing a bathroom, basically. Yep, if you haven't taken a peek of the title of this video yet, we are tackling a piece of concept work that is a restroom themed to the skunk ape from the Florida Everglades. Alrighty, and with that, let's get this party started. In this damp and mysterious corner of the Everglades, there's a legend that's been hiding just out of sight: the skunk ape. This cryptid is known for its pungent odor and elusive nature, and has a knack for showing up in the most unexpected places, even a bathroom. The skunk ape is basically Florida's version of Bigfoot, a big, hairy, mysterious creature that supposedly hangs out in the swamps and forests down south. Think of it as Bigfoot's stinkier, smaller cousin. People say it walks on two legs, stands about 5 to 7 feet tall, and is covered in reddish-brown hair. But what really makes it stand out? The nasty smell it supposedly gives off. Kind of like a skunk, which is how it got its name. So let me get a little off track at the moment. I had the chance to use a Buc-ee's bathroom recently. Yeah, I was actually very excited to go to Buc-ee's. It was a wonderful experience, and honestly, speaking at least of the bathrooms, it was kind of amazing, especially for a gas station bathroom. But then again, it is Buc-ee's, so maybe I shouldn't have been that surprised. Let's break down the logistics. First off, the stall doors actually fully close, so each stall was more of a room. So there was no awkward gaps, and each stall had a little sign to show whether it was occupied or not. Super simple, but a genuine game changer when it comes to guests efficiently moving in and out of these places, especially since this is an area that is high traffic in a very small space. One of my favorite features of this bathroom was that Buc-ee's had toilet seat sanitizer right there in the stall. Now, don't get me wrong, I think there is a time and place for liners, and they're fine, sure, but sanitizer between uses adds a whole new level of clean and of peace of mind, so a guest doesn't really have to rely on the bathroom being cleaned by somebody else, which, don't get me wrong, it will still be cleaned, I'm not saying that, but I think as a user, it also helps to have that added to the stall, because I'm not basically thinking of when was the last time that this was cleaned and how many times did somebody use this before I use it. So basically having this like sanitizer that you can use was really useful, and I think it just gives basically peace of mind for the guest, and it's something that is, you know, it's a pretty personal situation. So I think it would be more of a comforting way of doing something that's already so, again, personal. Also, they had hooks. There were actual hooks. Where have all the hooks gone in public restrooms? I understand that this is something that seems like a given, but again, as a purse user and a woman that has very tiny pockets, I really appreciate a hook when I'm out and about, especially again a theme park. You're gonna have bags, you're gonna have things that have straps that you don't exactly want to be sitting with. So I think hooks are really important, even though it just seems so simple. So, while I won't be showing these aspects in the visual concept work, I still want to share this kind of basic bathroom features that I'd love to see more of, even in a cryptid themed restroom. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get into the fun details. As guests approach the bathroom area, they're immediately greeted by the thick, humid ambiance of the Everglades. Okay, side note, I don't really want it to be like humid, because like usually theme park times are like when it's already really hot and really sunny. So I'm not saying like up the ante of humid, especially if a place is already humid. No one wants to go to bathroom in a really, really humid bathroom. Like we probably all have done the humid porta potty kind of situation, and I'm just not really feeling that. But there has to be at least the feeling of humidity, I guess. So that's what I mean. Maybe more of like a fog, just so that it evokes this like sweaty kind of situation. That sounds so bad. Not sweaty, just looks hot, okay? Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. Overgrown vines, draping moss, and rusted old signs welcome them into a space inspired by Florida's legendary skunk ape, as well as the Everglades themselves. The air is earthy, damp, and just mysterious enough to feel like something might be watching. This is a very earthy bathroom, in the best way possible. While the skunk ape may be a stinky creature, this bathroom is anything but. It's designed to feel wild, not dirty, bringing the vibe of the marsh without sacrificing cleanliness or comfort. The design leans into natural textures. Weathered rock, gnarled wood, rusted lamps, and fog rolling in from above all help sell the illusion of a remote rest stop deep in the Everglades. The air smells of fresh earth, and guests might hear the occasional distant yowl, like the skunk ape could be lurking just out of sight. Underfoot, the floor is faux textured to look like a weathered swamp boardwalk, complete with muddy footprints leading towards the stalls. Soft ambient sounds, trickling water, croaking frogs, rustling leaves, create an immersive, living atmosphere. You might even catch a bit of the greenery swaying unexpectedly, as if something just moved through it. Because the Everglades is home to more than just cryptids, I want this space to reflect the full ecosystem, rich with life, sound, and texture. Each stall could feature skunk ape sighting stories, styled like old newspaper clippings with vintage-style photos and mysterious headlines. It's a fun way to keep the lore alive while guests do their business. Sound will play a key role in the experience. Since bathrooms are inherently liminal spaces, places people pass through but rarely linger, I want to make sure the vibe is memorable without being overwhelming. Subtle soundscapes like distant yowls, tree creaks, and gator hisses will fill the space. A soft, scented effect will even simulate the skunk ape's legendary stench. Nothing overpowering. Again, this is really a stinky creature. He's supposed to smell like a skunk, but this is more just like a faint musky hint. Yes, it is a bathroom, but that doesn't mean it can't be an enjoyable experience. Whether guests leave feeling like they narrowly missed an encounter or just took a peaceful break in the heart of the Everglades, I want the Everglades Grotto Retreat to be an experience all on its own. Alrighty. I know this area isn't as story heavy as some of the others, but I wanted to switch things up. I really like the idea that even in spaces built out of necessity, like bathrooms, there's still room for storytelling and immersion. Small details can go a long way in keeping guests connected to the world around them, even if they're just popping in for a quick break. So here's to giving bathrooms a little more love in the world of theme design. Alrighty, let's get into final thoughts. I'm just gonna outright say that this concept is really my favorite out of all three that I did. It's funny enough that also I think the mood board out of the three was also my favorite. And it's just because I'm biased in that I really like a lot of greenery in a space. So to take this opportunity to just have like one space that's just covered in overgrown foliage and wildlife, like it's just one of those things where I really enjoy it. So my style is kind of messy, so this allows me to kind of just be loose in that style and just kind of let it take over. I said in previous videos that I was going to stop with the newer style and go back to what I was doing before. And I'm really glad that I did, because I definitely felt less pressure, I guess. I know it wasn't too far of a departure what I was doing before, but just the composition of things really was just kind of getting old for me. So when I was able to kind of just go back to what I'm used to and what I like to do, it was kind of just like, we did it, we had a good break. Now I get to kind of just kind of like cruise through with this last one. And I really enjoyed it. It seems like a really simple concept, but I still think it's kind of fun to play around with something that's still technically a necessity to the park in general. So I like the overall look. I like all the plants. I know that I didn't really put all of the details that I kind of talk about in this concept, but it's kind of one of those things where I need to only show like one part of the experience. And so I wanted to obviously do the main bathroom, but obviously kind of like a bigger restroom definitely would have like more corridors or just like a longer like kind of area for line buildup or anything. So there's definitely going to be areas where I'm not going to be able to show it in the main concept, but I hope that the story that I tell or some of the details that I kind of go into, you can just kind of envision as a extension of the main concept that I built. So yeah, I'm really glad that I got to end off this little mini series on this one. Okay, and with that, today's video comes to an end. Stay tuned for my next video because it will be the ambiance for this bathroom. I didn't think that I would actually be saying something like that, but yeah. Please check out the Absynthetic Orchestra. They do all the music for my videos. Links to all of their work along with all my socials and other goodies will be in the description below. If you stayed this long, please consider giving this video a like, maybe subscribing, maybe even sharing it if you want to, if you really like it. Maybe even if you're interested in more content just like this. Maybe not much bathroom content, theme park content in general, just like this. Anyway, I'm done. The video is done. I thank you so much for watching and staying this long. So I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Why do you wave so much, girl?